All right. I know many of you have been anxiously waiting for the clips from the Herschel Walker debate and the clips from the Marjorie Taylor Greene debate. Let's get right into it. Finally, Georgia Republican Senate candidate Herschel Walker agreed to do a debate with the incumbent Democratic Senator Raphael Warnock. Now, Herschel Walker humiliated himself during this debate, not only with unintelligible word salads, but also by pulling out a fake police badge in a way that is historic. Saturday Night Live can't even do anything with it because how do you make a parody of something that looks like a parody? But also, Raphael Warnock didn't do particularly well. He didn't come across as particularly passionate. He didn't come across as particularly prepared. And he refused, presumably deciding that he was not actually going to destroy Walker for his incredible hypocrisies and incompetence. And maybe he thought it would look better to play it a little more polite. I don't know, and we will talk about it. Here is the incredible moment in which Raphael Warnock pointed out that Herschel Walker has pretended to be a police officer, and Herschel Walker pulls out a fake badge and then is admonished by the debate moderator almost like he's a little kid.
One thing I have not done, I've never pretended to be a police officer, and I've never threatened a shootout with the police.
Well, and now I have to respond to that.
We are moving on,
I have
gentlemen.
to respond to that. And you know what's so funny? I am with many police officers.
So he pulled out a badge there for those of you who couldn't see.
And at the same time,
Mr. Walker, excuse me, Mr. Walker, please, out of respect, I need to let you know, Mr. Walker, you are very well aware of the rules tonight.
Yes.
And you have a prop.
Yes.
That is not allowed, sir. Yes. I ask you to put that prop away.
Well, it's not a prop. This is real.
And of course, she means a prop in the sense of the debate, that they have an item.
And he said, I have a problem. I never worked with law enforcement.
It is considered a prop, Mr. Walker.
Yes.
Excuse me, sir.
Yes.
You're very well aware of the rules, aren't you?
Well,
aren't you aware of the rules?
He brought up the truth. Let's talk about the truth.
Thank you.
So listen, nobody will ever actually respond. Like you asked the Walker campaign to provide proof or what. There's never any explanation as to what that is. Every indication is that it's either straight up a fake badge or what would be a real honorary badge. An honorary badge is nothing. You don't flash it. An honorary badge has no law enforcement meaning or authority behind it. It's just something you sometimes get if you do like a ride along or a walkthrough of some kind with police. He also, after the debate, claimed that he trained with the FBI. And this, I mean, it's Kafkaesque. The interviewer looks very closely at the badge.
So when I mentioned the FBI, people know I was joking, but I have trained with the FBI.
Right. He was joking, but he did actually train with the FBI.
The FBI. People know I was joking, but I have trained with the FBI. I have supported my men and women in blue for years. This is not. So something, this is what you were saying. This is not something that I just happened to do. So they lied about it.
So this was Johnson County, Herschel Walker.
And that's not just one. I have many of badges that I've worked with law.
He has many badges. Now, I have to tell you guys, all of this stuff is meaningless. Like, civilians don't train with the FBI. There's not even any meaning to that. They don't have any professional certification. They can't act in any way. Sometimes the FBI does what's called the familiarization when you've got an influential member of the public where you might do an obstacle course or something like that. You go to a shooting range. It's not training at all. And the idea that it connects to carrying a badge in any way is just ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. Now let's get into some kind of substance, even though it wasn't very substantive. The moderators asked Herschel Walker, what is one idea you have, a specific idea to reduce inflation? He just gives a word salad.
You've been openly critical, blaming President Biden and the Democrats for inflation and for the economy. If elected, what is one idea that you would champion to reduce inflation? We ask you to be specific. You have 60 seconds.
Good luck.
Well, first of all, you have to blame this administration and Senator Warnock because within 2 years, this inflation has gotten worse. They cut.
Right. And of course, it's gotten worse all over the world. And it doesn't seem to have anything to do with Raphael Warnock.
Our energy independence. They also raise taxes.
Now, neither of those things are true. You look at oil exports and imports, and the trade balance has not changed dramatically since Trump left. There has not been a tax increase.
And at the same time, they reckless spending all our money. So he would sit here tonight and say that he's doing a good job for us. And you ask me, what is one job I would do to help the inflation? First of all, we got to become independent, energy independent again. And the reason why, we're going to our enemies to ask for gas and oil. And that puts us not just in an inflation problem, but it puts us in a national security problem. And I think that's something that I think Senator Warnock need to realize. And he mentioned that he grew up here in Savannah.
All right. So he doesn't give an answer. There's no actual answer to the question. Then, in another completely unintelligible moment, Herschel Walkers says Americans have to get off of government health care and get on the health care that Raphael Warnock has, which is, of course, government health care.
Because if you have an able-bodied job, you're going to have health care. But everyone else have health care is the type of health care you're going to get. And I think that is the problem. And what Senator Warnock wants you to do is depend on the government. What I want you to do is get off the government health care and get on the health care he's got.
Right.
To get you a better health care.
Yeah, a government plan. That's what's fascinating.
So that's what I'm trying to do, to make you independent.
Yep. Herschel Walker will make you independent on health care by getting you off of government health care and getting you on government health care, which will make you independent of the government. It's pretty interesting. Then here is Walker's rhetoric on abortion. And again, when he is asked about this incredible double standard wherein he claims to be against abortion, but also paid for an abortion and urged the same woman to get a second abortion, it's all totally incoherent.
Regardless of who wins in November, will you accept the outcome?
Yes.
Thank you very much, gentlemen. Buck, over to you.
Thank you, Tina. We turn now to the topic of abortion. We're going to start with you, Mr. Walker. A week before this debate, a former girlfriend made public accusations saying you paid for an abortion and that you encouraged her to have another. In an ABC News interview this week, you said that the accusations are, quote, all lies. For the voters watching tonight, can you explain the circumstances surrounding these claims? You have 60 seconds.
Well, as I said, that's a lie. And, most thing I put it in a book. One thing about my life is I've been very transparent.
Okay.
Not like the senator. He's hid things. But at the same time, I said that's a lie. And on abortion, I'm a Christian. I believe in life.
Right, but you paid for the abortion.
And I tell people this, Georgia is a state that respects life, and I'll be a senator that protects life. And I said that was a lie, and I'm not backing down. And we have Senator Warnock, people that would do anything and say anything for this seat, but I'm not going to back down.
Back down from what?
Seat is too important to the Georgia people for me to back down right now.
You've been vocally pro-life, supporting a ban on abortions without exceptions. Would you support a complete ban on a national level?
Well, first of all, see, that's not true either. I said I support the heartbeat bill. And I say I support the Georgia heartbeat bill because that's the bill of the people from Governor Kemp. And I
What?
That has exceptions in it. I said, I'm a Christian, but I'm also representing the people of Georgia, and that's who I represent.
So just continuing to say that what appears to be an obviously true story about him paying for the abortion and urging a second one isn't real, but he won't actually engage with the merits of it, which is this is the mother of one of your kids, right? Yes. Okay. So, and you were at one point in a relationship with her, right? Yes. Are you denying she ever got pregnant or what? Like, if it was actually subjected to some questioning, it would almost certainly fall apart. Now, two other notes on this. The moderation in this debate was a disaster. They gave easier questions to Herschel Walker, presumably because they understood he couldn't handle tougher questions. But also, Raphael Warnock did not do well. And I wouldn't be shocked. Walker didn't fall apart partially because Warnock didn't bring the heat. And so it wouldn't shock me for the race to get closer after the debate rather than actually further apart. So disappointed in Raphael Warnock's performance. Walker's was, of course, a total disaster. One of our sponsors is Allform, the easiest way to design your own custom sofa. I have one from Allform. Unlike other companies, Allform lets you choose the fabric, the size, the shape, color, even the color of the legs. I have not one, but two Allform sofas. I've had them for years. They look good as new. Definitely the most comfortable furniture I own. And it gets even cooler because Allform sofas are completely modular. You can buy a sofa, and if you move, you can adapt it to the new space by adding onto it or rearranging its elements. That is definitely not something you get from your typical sofa company. Allform has everything from 8-piece sectionals to love seats and armchairs. Everything is made in the USA using premium materials. Allform makes sure that assembly is really easy. I didn't even need any tools, which is good because I have very few tools. And you can keep the sofa for over 3 months and send it back free if you don't like it for a full refund. Right now, Allform is giving my audience 20% off all orders at allform.com/Pacman. The link is down below.